Welcome back to the Manor Entropians. Julian McBain here, and we are at, what is South Ithaca? We're at Ithaca. For those of you who are not aware, these are pretty much all player-owned, I'm sure, by now. Oh, cool, they changed the way that the interactions. Yeah, this is privately owned by a player. So you get these by using Calypso land deeds and then burning them to Calypso land deeds X to get the property and paying a certain amount of PED to put stuff on it, like that house up there. This is a rather large tract right here. I think this is one of the largest ones. And this one is not sold yet. That's Marcus Calendar is actually a dummy account for Mindark, and it's owned by Mindark, so. Okay. But today, we are going to be doing migration. So off we go. And while we're on our way to the hunting grounds, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the Manor. Please take a moment and subscribe down below. We are on the road to 13 million subscribers, one subscription at a time, so make sure you subscribe. And I'm actually really happy to announce that I hit 400 subscribers today. I want to thank everybody who has subscribed. Actually, you know what? We'll go this way. I keep forgetting how beautiful Calypso is. I don't remember if there's actually an easy way up that mountain. Like if you can walk up it, there must be a way. So, okay. If it's just like every other year, this is the main migration road. We should be coming into visual of Longtooth, which I have been looking forward to hunting again. I gotta find ones that are within my level range, which I'm going to be aiming for the ones that are similar level to me as in Mayhem, so the level 14, 15 range, kind of 16 on the upside. Last year I went for the higher level ones, and that did not work out well. The migration was supposed to have started the other day. And it looks like... Ooh. Are they not along the road yet? Thank you, freaking Rican. I know my altitude's low enough to see them. Okay, well this is easy enough to figure out. So migration's begun. Yes, let's go to the event page, please. No, the road is supposed to still be populated. Maybe they just haven't come to this section of Calypso yet. So here's what we'll do. Since they're coming this direction, migration may not have stretched along the whole road yet. We're going to pop over here to Fort Medusa, and then we're going to jump over to... Now it's supposed to start up here at Cape Corinth. So that's where we're going to go. There's Fort Medusa. Hopefully the bots aren't doing their thing right now. Phoephoids. You know, funny you should mention that, Kenrick. I understand that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson went on a date with Medusa and she was a little stymied by him. Oops, I forgot. Vehicles not allowed within the fort. Ha! So let's go to Cape Corinth and see if they're starting there. Ah, Cape Corinth. This is pretty much where my Entropia adventure really started. Because I did the northern group of quests, so I jumped up here to Half Moon Bay, went to Half Moon Cove, traveled around to Cape Corinth. So now we gotta figure out where the migration trail starts. Because according to the map, this is where it starts. Wait, what was that? Oh. Hopefully we can find the herd and start our hunt. I'd hate to burn the entire time I'm doing this just looking for them. Oh. I'm gonna be embarrassed if I have to actually ask for help. Well, I won't be embarrassed, but it's... Huh. Molemen are here. Did not know about that, but that means the herd is not up here. Although it does look like there's a cave up here that I was not familiar with. I am willing to, you know, scroll for just a moment to confirm whether or not this is a cave system. Nope, just rocks. Okay. Well, if that's the case... I'll ask in rookie chat. For those of you who are new to Entropia Universe or have picked up on my channel randomly, rookie chat is the best place for anyone at any skill level to ask questions, because someone there's probably going to have the answer. Someone remind me later, I'd love to show you some of these beach homes. Oh, quite a few of them are open to the public. Okay, well, let's try Fort Zeus. Because almost every year there's some at Fort... east of Cape Corinth, south of Levis Outpost, and near Fort Ithaca. Oh, Minopolis now uses the Aomon, which are way out of my league. Okay, let's try Elivus Outpost. If they're not there, we're kind of SOL. Not, I'm at a spaceport. Can you think of a better place to spawn a vehicle? Elivus Outpost is here. So maybe we'll get lucky and run into them. I'm actually a little bit frustrated. I really was, like, thought we'd jump straight into it. No, I can't get a herding dog. Yeah, so basically the way I explain it is this. We have a special type of inventory tool that digitizes our belongings and then allows us to carry them for a fraction of the weight. Okay, so we've got Berrycled, which we expected because this is their territory. But Berrycled are not what we're hunting. Oh boy. Come on, Mindark. So Falman, to answer your question, this is probably in my top 3 favorite games of all time. So any answer I give is going to be biased by nature. So take it what it's worth, but in my opinion, yes. It is worth playing, it's worth starting. Just be aware that it takes a long time to build up your character, and you'll do fine. Damn it. Someone's gonna have an answer and I'm gonna feel really dumb. Just you watch. Find me a bloody long tooth to kill. Oh, wow, they're way up there. See, these are some of the bigger robots you can fight. This guy will one-shot me. But that being said, we can try again. There's a teleporter over here that we can jump from Fort Sisyphus back up to Cape Corinth and then look again. So, Falman, this isn't an easy game to explain. It's a real cash economy. It is a hardcore skill grind, which means there's any levels are just a reflection of your skills. You don't like level up and suddenly you've got a whole bunch of extra skill points. Whenever you use a skill, you gain experience in that skill. And you make money off of selling to other players for markup. It's probably the best economic simulation of what a real economy would be if it had absolutely no regulation. Simply put. So I'm going to go looking at Medusa one more time, because he said it's here. I have no reason to disbelieve him, but I didn't see it. If you're interested and you want to take a look at... Oh, crap. Nope. I'm going to give that a hard pass. Robots are attacking. Nope. Which, I don't mind hunting robots when I'm out to hunt robots. I don't want to hunt robots. I want to hunt Longtooth. You can. But I'm also spending real money. Speaking of which, I need to combine all of my ammo. There we go. Yeah, I'm not seeing any Longtooth here. I'm not blind, right, guys? I'm not... There's, like, no Longtooth here, correct? Hey, Alex, good to see you. I'm trying to do migration, except I can't find the herd. This is probably the most embarrassing migration video I've ever done. Live on camera for all you to see. Wait, I'm seeing players. That's a good sign. Longtooth, level 12. Perfect. We found the herd. Okay, these are the level 12s. Level 14s. Is this the constant level 14 zone, or do we have to go up a little higher? Now that we've found the herd, we need to follow the herd. Oh, nope, that's it. That's the whole herd? No, it is early in migration. So I guess I'm just going to have to deal with level 12s tonight. Shame, really. But as we hunt, if we can locate the slightly higher level ones. Let's put on some armor here. take off the coat, which makes it look like it's a skirt. Come on. Which, you know, doesn't bother me since I wear kilts, but... And take out my brand new pet. Did I put the... Oh, good, I did. Oh, yeah, these guys are tougher. I forgot how tough these guys are, so maybe level 12s is where we should start. Thank you, Cat, I will. Oh yeah, we should probably draw down some pills. As you can see, I opened 50 loot boxes to rearm myself. And we'll do this one. Once the migration's in full swing, my usual hunting area is over here, along this part of the migration. Yeah, early on, the lag does get kind of hard because everyone's trying to hunt in the same area, but as migration goes on, people spread out, it gets a lot easier. Another place you can hunt, depending on how high of a level you're looking to hunt, Fort Zeus is where a lot of good low-level ones are. Whoops, that wasn't really what I meant to hunt. I killed a bristlehog. Oh, sounds like someone's throwing off some fireworks outside. They gotta do it today because the weekend's gonna be completely covered in tropical storm. Oh, excuse me, tropical depression. And believe me, Alex, you work your way up to these. No, 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 not that one. Not that one either. I love how it targets everything but what I want to aim at. It's like, ugh. Let's take a look at Longtooth. Which, do I still have the iron mission for this? Yeah. It's still here. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to finish it before the time is up, but hey, what the hell. Here we go. We're looking into the matures here. These guys have an insane amount of HP. Congratulations, that's good. Yeah, north of Chugs is good. There's usually shared loot ones out west of Port Atlantis. And then Fort Zeus has level 3 or 4s that are really good. That's good for your LB10. It's also good if you're still on the TT sword for newer players. Yeah, it's, for this game it's tab, but it does the same thing. It's kind of crappy. It bounces to everything you don't want to target before it targets what you were actually looking at. My cat's growling instead of meowing. That's interesting. This is a brand new one, too. This is the rare version of the kitten called Whiskers. So, it is level 1 with no XP. And it's still figuring out whether it likes me or not. I figure affection's going to be a lot slower for this one. It also takes a lot more food. Like, when you get a pet out of a box, it's not fed at all. It has, you know, awful mood. It has no affection. And so I had to give it Nutrio bars. And apparently the rare pets, they consume 1,500 Nutrio bars. That's like 25 ped. That's nuts. Ow. Oh, crap. Oh no, I already have one on here. Okay, we're good. Thank you. Yeah, I'm actually very partial to the way they did the modeled fur there, the black and white spotting. Oh yeah, these guys drop kidney oil and fine wool. I forgot to get rid of my Nutrio bars. I'll put them down here so I don't accidentally count them as having been dropped, because these guys do not drop Nutrio bars. That'd be a little weird if they did. What did you loot off of that long tooth? Pet feed. Cat food. Yes, I actually do, Alex. Specifically, I recommend this one, the Melee Trauma Amplifier 1. And I'll go through the specifics as we pull another mob. It adds 4 damage. It's electric damage. It's got really good durability. It increases the total efficiency of your weapon by like 6 or 7%. Your repair bills will be higher, but overall your damage is going to be more efficient, so overall you're paying less ped per shot. And they're gonna make up for that difference by giving you more loot, essentially. Thank you. That is true. You do pay. You pay that much per week to feed your cats? But there's only 2 of them. Although I guess Mitch, especially with... Okay, no, that would make sense. They're worth it, though. Even though Toby rules from on high behind the curtains. Alex, as long as you're selling your mats for markup, the repair bills are not going to seem any significantly higher over the long run. Short term, yeah, they're going to go up. But what's going to end up happening is you're going to make up for that with the additional loot. And so after 2 or 3, after a couple of weeks, you're not going to see the difference. Oh, these bristle hogs are tameable. I'll have to remember that. The funny thing is, I wait all year for this event. And I don't even know why. It's probably because it was the first major event I participated in. And I've got to say, the graphical upgrade that Mindark did really improved upon the way the Longtooth look. They did a fantastic job. Look at that model. Look at that model's butt. Yes and no. You missed out on the cheap price, yes. But realistically, they're still not that expensive. Oh, they're actually up there right now. They're over $2. But markets change. Give it time. And if you want to buy something for 10 ped, buy the Ancient Greece shares. I'm not sure I necessarily recommend them, but at the same time, you'll never know until the long term. And I'm finding the returns are very satisfactory. So you might have missed out on the initial capital gains jump, but when it comes to the revenue, as long as you still jump in, and as long as you can sell it for equal to or more than what you bought it for plus the revenue, you're still making a profit. You know, that's what a lot of people miss when they're dealing with, you know, things like shares and deeds and even real life investments. The point isn't to always get that big capital gains boost, right? As long as you sell it for the equal to or more than you bought it for, or what you bought it for plus all of the dividends you got, you still profited. That's the long game. You have to look at the long game. And then I personally kind of take Warren Buffett's approach to investing all around. And please understand, I am not currently investment licensed. This is not investment advice. Make sure you speak to a financial advisor before you make any investments. Obligatory disclosures aside, in my opinion, the best term with which to hold any investment is forever. Ha! Yes, cat. I was hoping someone would pick up on that comment. And yes, guys, Rents does have a point. If you could please do me a favor and smash that like button, it would be appreciated. Every like helps. And I said this earlier in the stream, although it was before a lot of people had shown up. I do want to thank everyone, because today I made 400 subscriptions. I had a goal of making 1,000 by the end of the year. We're still struggling on that respect, but this is a huge milestone, and I want to thank each and every one of you for helping make it happen. It didn't know what hit it. Awesome. Thank you, Alex. See if I can't pull this level 14 before someone else grabs it. That's the one thing about this time in migration, is that there are more players hunting, basically, than there are Longtooth. Or they hunt them faster than they can respawn, often. But we're still early in migration. We'll get there. Thank you, Rents. I appreciate that. Oh, I missed the gently press. No, you're supposed to smash it. Unless, you know, you have an iPhone, then you have to gently tap it because the screen will break. Sorry, that was terrible. Bad Julian. And you know, Alex, you're not wrong. It is a lot like a YouTube mini global. You hit it with a sledgehammer. I hope you're watching on a different computer than the one you smashed the like button with. Or the phone. Yes, the kitten does meow. And in fact, when it's angry, it actually growls at you. Every video you have to buy a new mouse. Consider it a worthwhile investment, Rinse. So, Cat, since I know you haven't had a whole lot of interaction with the pets, let's bring the cat out of the grass so you can actually see it. The kitten does tricks. And it can dance. And as its level goes up, it learns new tricks. Well, if you need a new phone, I highly recommend a Pixel. I am not sponsored by Google. That'd be cool, though. I do, however, swear by that particular phone. Oh, okay. I'm like, what the hell? No, someone popped their quad wing. I really want to get the Equus quad wing. I just don't have the cash. Every once in a while, someone will put one up on the auction house for a lot. I think the last time I saw one on the auction house, it was going for $5 grand. That's US dollars. Not $5 grand pet. Hey, Roy. Welcome, welcome. You know, freaking Rican, if there was any way to train my cat to use a sword, I totally would. And the best part is I actually have the ability to teach that. But unfortunately, no. You can't teach the pets in this game to fight, which is unfortunate. If I had 5K in CLDs, that would be... They run for about 200 bucks a piece. 25. And the sad part is that's still not enough to buy a land plot. Think about that for a second. You need 35 for one of those small Fort Ithaca or camp or Southern Ithaca land plots for a small one. I don't do anything small. Maybe someday I will own one, but today is not that day. Roy, I would personally take on an army if I was out of coffee, okay? If they have coffee and I am out of coffee and I could not negotiate for a cup of that coffee before we tried to kill each other, I would totally take on their whole army for that cup of coffee. Oh, you were doing the Borderlands 3 coffee mission. See? I've done that mission, and it's my personal proof that I would literally do that. It's actually one of my favorite missions. Now the question is, Roy, did you deliver them tier lock coffee? For those of you who are wondering what tier lock coffee is, we have a friend named Tier Lock who apparently makes, I have not tried it yet, makes a very spectacular blend of Turkish coffee that, from what I understand, will put hair on your chest. You know, these guys are smaller than I remember. Oh, you know why? Because last year I was doing level 17s. No, I guess they're about the right size. I was actually describing a longtooth to my coworker, and I said that the withers came up to about head height. I was not incorrect. You know, they're about the size of a horse with a really long neck. Hence the name. Yeah, GNU. This was going to be my first GNU. Well, better luck next year. Again, for those of you who are not SCA members, GNU is Great Northeastern War. It's a giant event where we all get together and we all fight in big melee battles. And we're talking like there are two groups. We have the people who use sticks, heavy fighting. They're in full armor. It's full contact, full force. And then you have fencing, which is not full force. But it's a good time. You know, I've been to other events. Like Great Northeastern War is the big war in the area I'm in. The region I used to live in, it was one of the bigger ones was Northern Realms War. Same idea, smaller by a significant margin, but same idea. And they're always a lot of fun. Good friends, good food, camping, fighting, classes. You can learn things. Just a great old time. Well, yeah, that's why they're called longtooth. Look at those teeth. They also have these long jowls. And look, they've got tusks. Admittedly, their mouths kind of make them look like bass. It's like, wait, could I have just like thrown a hook at them and reeled them in? No, don't do that. Alex, that is an outstanding question. So, from what I understand, the migrations are caused by pheromone levels. And that's on the Planet Calypso website. Which means this is probably key to their mating cycle. Every year, the longtooth migrate from here at Cape Corinth all the way down around Levis Outpost, which is here. And then out and down to here. And then they follow this road form up to Fort Ithaca. And I think their mating grounds would technically be in here. But because it's pheromone based, I have to assume that it's based on what would be their needs for mating every year. And then they disperse. You know, that's a great question, Kat, but the one problem is that they're on four legs with no arms. I mean, they've got a harder time than T-Rexes trying to brush their teeth. And for a T-Rex, it's no picnic. Speaking of which, what reward can we get? Ooh. Okay, guys, I'm going to put this up to a vote. Do I do athletics, dexterity, or combat reflexes? Also, I see I got 11 people watching and only 7 likes. With those 12 watching and only 7 likes, if those 5 people who are watching who haven't hit it yet would please hit the like button, I would appreciate it. And please consider sharing it to your favorite social media. Since, you know, I was dumb and forgot to do just that tonight. That's okay. We're getting some pretty good loot, though. time to make sure I actually post it on all my social media platforms. Went to throw it on my Twitter, and someone liked a comment. I commented, someone was commenting on how they liked well done steak. And they were showing, someone posted a graphic of someone slicing like medium to medium rare. I think it was medium steak. And the original poster put, "There's pink in there." I said, yeah, because it's overcooked. Thank you, Kat. I appreciate it. So I've got one for dexterity and one for combat reflex. Does anyone else want to weigh in? So, considering I know for a fact that this person can afford good cuts of steak, yes. I will say, for those who have to buy cheap steak, having been in a position where that's all my family could afford, I understand the penchant for eating steak with ketchup. Well done, because cheap cuts of steak, you gotta cook well done. Because they're just, you just can't chew them otherwise. I don't like cuts of steak like that, but I've been in a position where my family can only afford that. And when you eat steak like that, ketchup is a very natural flavorant for it. That being said, I personally prefer my steak rare. But no, I totally get where some people cook their steaks well done and eat them with ketchup, because there are some cuts of steak that you don't want to eat them rare because you might catch something off of them. Okay, so we've got 2 for dex, 1 for combat reflexes, and 1 for athletics. Does anyone else want to weigh in? Okay, dexterity going once, dexterity going twice, and sold. Jay, we can no longer be friends. I'm kidding, of course. Just don't ask me to cook you a steak. I will tell a story though. So, I personally cook my steaks rare. My favorite type of steak is actually not beef steak. It's bison steak, which I definitely cook rare, and only with kosher salt. My father, my biological father, used to work at a place called T-Bones, which in New Hampshire is it's a 3-star restaurant. They specialize in steaks, and you can get all of the different cuts there. You can get the T-bone, you can get the filet mignon, you can get the porterhouse. I mean, just if there is a cut of steak, you will find it at T-Bones. It's all beef steak, but it's steak, and they cook it to order. And when I say they cook it to order, is any reasonable request they will fulfill. Okay? So, my father was a saucier there, which meant that, I mean, he did production cooking too, but there was, by the time he left, he was either the saucier or the sous chef. Um, and so he was in there and he got a request. He was on the grill, and they actually have a charcoal grill indoors. They have a charcoal grill to cook steaks on. And he got a special request. The person said, I want you to take the rack off of the grill, throw the steak directly on the coals for 30 seconds. Flip the steak over for 30 seconds. Let it rest for 30 seconds and deliver it. Jay, challenge accepted. Challenge accepted. I will try and... Bison steak is really expensive, but I will try to... I think if I made you a bison steak, you would like it rare. But anyway, they pulled out a waiver because there's already a thing at the bottom of their menu saying, we'll cook it to order, but it's on you. But when they tell you to put it directly on the coals, there's a whole different level of risk. And so they made the guy sign a waiver. And so the guy signed the waiver. And my old man, he did exactly what he was asked. He pulled the rack off the grill. He laid the steak right on the coals for 30 seconds, flipped it over, seared the edges just to seal it all in, slapped that on a plate and delivered it personally. The guy cut into it, took a bite, and said it was perfect. And I'm like, I like my steak rare, like pretty close to mooing. That's rare even for me. Like, there's a line. You know, once we actually can do, like, events in person again... Honestly, I can't wait, but definitely. Just, we'll figure out what event we're both going to, and we'll have steak night. Why the hell not? It's not raw. I wouldn't necessarily call it cooked. It was seared. See, I'll eat fish like that. I'll eat fish raw. Like, honest to goodness raw. Not beef, not bison, and definitely not pork. Not that I'm a big fan of pork anyway, but... Well, bacon being the exception. Jay, you're talking like honest brownies, right? You don't put any special ingredients in? Whispers, I love raw fish too, like big time, although it will depend on the fish. My rule is I have to buy it commercially. I will not eat a fish I catch raw because there's too many bones. And if you cook it, you can find them. If you don't cook it, you probably won't. Midnight bacon, yes. God, I miss midnight bacon. I've topped out at 2 pounds. Whoa, 20 ped. That is awesome. And see, Whispers, I actually did not have sashimi. Well, I started with sushi, but I did not have sashimi until I was an adult. And then I introduced it to my folks, and my mother now loves sushi. My dad, not so much. My son loves it. My son loves it so much that if you bring sushi home and there's leftovers, don't expect it to be there when you go looking for it. Not in the way you're thinking, Jay, for the special brownies. Okay, so you grew up in Hawaii. That makes a lot of sense. There is a large indigenous and Japanese population in Hawaii. I think Hawaii would be an amazing place to visit. As expensive it is, I'm not sure I'd want to live there. Yeah, I have to agree with you, Kat. I'm not sure I'd want to eat fish out of these lakes raw. Okay, I'll bite. What is poke? Oh, native Hawaiian cuisine. You know, that you say that, Kenrick, but considering I tend to make a large amount of sushi at a time when I actually go through the trouble of making it, because I'll just as soon eat the fish as I'm cutting it out of the fillet. Drove my grandmother nuts. Oh my god. So back when I was in college, I really got into sushi. And my poor grandmother, my grandmother was a 1950s classical housewife, okay? She had jobs later on in life, but in the 1950s, she was like classical housewife, okay? And she saw me bring home a salmon fillet, and she thought I was going to cook it up, and it was going to be all good, and then I laid it out on her counter, and I sliced pieces off of it and laid them on a plate, and she was like, okay, what are you planning? And then she saw me eat a piece, and she was just like, oh my god. Until the day she died, she never understood our penchant for eating raw fish. And, I love it. Mother loves it. My son loves it. That was one thing that she and my dad look at. We're both like, yeah, no, we're good. We're like, are you sure? It's really yummy. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. That does sound like something I would definitely be interested in eating. Oh, looks like nightfall. Look at the moons. Isn't that gorgeous? Like, considering how old this engine is, and I remember when CryEngine was a way to, CryEngine was trial by fire for PCs back in the day. And now it's considered dated. Look at this sky. I live in Vermont. Okay, Vermont is not an urban environment. But because of the clouds, we rarely get a night sky like this. This is amazing. Yeah, that's what it does sound like deconstructed sushi in a bowl. It sounds a lot like scatter sushi, which is basically the same idea. You have the bed of rice, you put the nori on top, it's kind of sprinkled, you put the raw fish on top. we're doing okay for decay here. You know, that's a really good question, Kat. My sister is a sushi chef, like a certified sushi chef. Do you want to know the fun thing about sushi grade fish? It doesn't exist. When they say it's sushi grade in America, it just means that they froze it first and then thawed it out to a point where you didn't have, and they froze it in such a way where you wouldn't lose a lot of the flavor. But even then, my sister's like, frankly, it doesn't make a rat's ass bit of difference. And you know, Whispers, I tried it. I love sushi, but honestly, I just as soon eat it without the rice. It's like, slice it off the fillet and just slap it on a plate. But yeah, no, sushi grade fish is actually, technically speaking, a myth. At least not when it comes to like salmon and tuna. I don't know about lake fish. I would have to ask her about that, but keep in mind she's talking commercial operations, and there are rules around commercial operations. But yeah, no, my sister is actually a certified chef in several aspects. Her passion is pastries, which is why she went through a period where she gained a lot of weight, and then she started climbing mountains and worked it all off. And this is the reason why I kind of avoid her kitchen, because if I was near her kitchen for any length of time, I would become very, very fat. Because my sister is really, really good at baking. Like, I have skills at baking. I'm a foodie. I'm a foodie from a family of I'm a foodie technically from two families of foodies, okay? I love food. I love to cook. I love to eat. I love to bake. I love to eat. I love to fry. I love to eat. I love to grill. I love to eat. My sister and I'm skilled at it. Like, without I can say what's the old Japanese phrase? I can say without hubris that I am skilled at cooking. My sister makes me look like I don't know what I'm doing. That's how good she is. And if I were to make an attempt at half of the things that she can do, I would embarrass myself. And I'm not saying that to demean myself, it's just that is the difference in skill level. Jay, yes, she did. She went to Southern New Hampshire University for culinary, and then she worked for Ming Tsai, who was on the Iron Chef competition. And I don't know if he won the competition or not. But if I remember correctly, he went up against Bobby Flay. No, like, I feel that I am fairly skilled in a kitchen, and my sister can run circles around me, and I have absolutely no shame in saying that. You know, Jay, I would have to say it's not a bad place to go. I will also say, coming from a culinary family, like, my dad was a sous chef, my biological father. So I've got two dads. I've got my biological dad and my stepdad. I call them both dads, so sometimes I forget to differentiate. Both are actually really good at cooking. But my biological father was a professional, and he made it up to Saucier, I believe, at T-Bones, and they were going to pay for him to go to culinary school, and there was a kitchen accident that pulled him out of the kitchen. He was never able to work professionally as a cook. I'm sure he could do it now, but he went back to to what he felt he was really good at, which is grocery. You know, I'm a third-generation grocer, but at the same time, when your family lives in the kitchen, you never really leave the kitchen. And a good chunk of my family lives in the kitchen, to the point where I spent several years, my computer was set up on my kitchen table. I literally spent most of my time in the kitchen because I could be cooking and on the computer at the same time, and I have done that. So just make sure you're watching your calorie intake if you decide you're going to go to culinary school. Great at ordering food. Yeah, I have heard the old saying, I am a big fan of good food made by someone else. You know, and this is why I love live streams. You never know where the conversation's gonna go. Yeah. Right, Alex? You know, it looks like it would be chilly at this time of night on Calypso, and I really wish I was experiencing that in real life. Because it is not chilly right now where I am. Welcome to the manor, Jexter. Ha! From the plate to your mouth. That's awesome. You know, there is a boss Longtooth that spawns. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But I'm kind of hoping he spawns. Because that would be cool. The seafood diet, that is my favorite diet. You see food, you're eating it. You hear that? Every time the mob attacks, you get that tone in the background. That's really interesting. Because of course I'd noticed something strange like that. Wow, we've gone through almost 70 ped on the amp. We have killed off 15 ped on the sword. We have a bunch of loot and a bunch of ammo. It doesn't quite make up for the ammo we spent. But it's migration, so it's worth it, right? Okay, so Alex, yes, I think that EU has easily another 10 years in it. Honestly, if any game can beat the test of time, EU is going to give WoW a run for its money. Like, until the two of them run out of gas, I think EU is going to give WoW a run for its money. Because WoW is really famous, but it's largely concentrated in certain regions. Whereas EU is truly worldwide. I mean, I've met people from places I never expected to in this game. I've met people from America, of course, Japan, China, South Asia, Russia, Eastern Europe. I've met them from Venezuela, Brazil, Canada. Pretty much, you will meet someone from everywhere except maybe North Korea in this game. And I'm waiting. I'm waiting to meet the person from North Korea that's allowed to play on the internet. Because if you're going to find someone, this would be the game you find them in. So overall, yes, I think it has more than 10 years. I think it's going to be able to... I think it's going to outlast every other MMO except maybe World of Warcraft. And anything that starts to parse into its demographic. Virtueverse definitely has the opportunity to knock it off the throne, but it's probably going to take 5 to 7 years to do so. As for you, Jay, you know, I used to weigh what you weigh. When I was about your age, in fact. When I moved to the Dakotas and started eating all that German food, I gained 20 pounds. 25 pounds, actually. And I'm not saying I'm heavy. Not by any stretch of the imagination. But I miss being able to eat whatever I want and not gain weight. You know, Rince, you got a point. Ultima Online beats them all. I think Ultima did have a period of time when it was offline, but it wasn't super lengthy. I think it was like a year. You can correct me on that, though. Freakin' Reekin, not as of yet. I would check their Discord if you're not already a member. Jay, here's my recommendation. Proteins and fats. And breakfast is the most important meal of the day. You should eat a diet. You should eat a breakfast that is high in protein and fat as soon after waking up as possible. And then keep your carbs lower. It'll give you the most energy and allow you to exercise more so that you're putting on good weight instead of shitty weight. And I'm sure your Don will appreciate a cadet that can keep up with the energy. And because you are putting on muscle, your weight's going to go up faster because muscle's heavier than fat, but you're not going to lose speed and you're not going to lose vitality. You bastard. There we go. Whispers, he doesn't want to gain a whole lot of bulk muscle like when you get from powerlifting. It's the wrong kind of muscle because he's a fighter. And he needs speed more than strength. He needs a lot of leg strength, but not as much arm strength. And arm strength is important, but it needs to be the lean muscle, not the bulky muscle. So while weightlifting is good, he needs to do it for reps, not for weight. Yeah, eggs and toast, lower your pasta intake. Meats, so beef, pork, chicken, sausages in limited, you know, not too much because cholesterol is still a thing that exists, right? But fats are all good in moderation. You know what? I know a nutritionist, although she tends to specialize in people trying to lose weight, not gain weight in muscle. But I might want to refer to her. But from the research I've done for people of our weight class, we want high in protein, higher in fat. We just need to watch our cholesterol intake because we still can get heart attacks. Hopefully not at our age, but it's happened. Well, okay, wait, I've got 10 years on you. Hopefully not at my age, but it can happen. Actually, you're 23, I've got 13 years on you? Oh my god. I'm an old man. But yeah, no, proteins especially. So meat. Lots of meat. Eggs are good. If you're going to eat pastas that are high in protein, like udon noodles is good. Or if you like spaghetti, have a meat sauce. A sauce that's heavy in meats. So like hamburger and sausage and stuff like that. What do you mean I'm only 36? How old do you all think I am? I mean, your mother thought I was a white scarf, and now you think I'm older than 36. Yeesh. Am I really that gray on top? I mean, I joke about being salt and pepper, but come on, man. Whispers, that's fair. Jexter, what made you make that assumption? I'm not bitching about the assumption. I'm actually honestly curious. Whispers, I can respect that. Jexter, I need a... What is your age? I need to be able to benchmark that. Hey, Red Kryptonite. Hey, big shout out to you. You are still my only patron. I really appreciate the support. Actually, Red has been my patron pretty much since the first month I put my Patreon up. And if you are interested in possibly supporting me, you can go to patreon.com/JulianMcBain and you will get the ebook, The Modern Entropian. And as soon as it's done, you're going to get Personal Finance for Gamers. And those are both offered only to patrons. Okay, so here's a question for y'all. It is 10:30, which is my normal quitting time. But I'm having a lot of fun. Should I keep going or not? You know what? It's Friday night, and I feel like keeping going, but I do need to take like a $5. So I'm going to get myself away from the herd so I don't end up getting eaten or having my armor at least be decayed more than it needs to. And then I will be back in just a minute. Okay, I'm back. Try to go another hour. Let's see what happens. Since the only thing I have on my docket tomorrow apparently is a tropical storm. That I'm already smelling the rain from, I'm pretty sure. Jay, I actually appreciate that, especially considering the industry I work in. I'm in one of the few industries where being old is an asset. I can respect the coffee thing, Jay. It depends on how much coffee you have per cup. Coming from someone who drinks like 7 to 8 cups a day, but all of my cups are on the larger side, 2 sugars isn't a huge amount. But if you've got like an 8-ounce cup and you're putting 2 sugars in, that's a lot of sugar. Thank you, freaking Rican. No, Jay, trust me. Rince is the voice of reason in the group that he's talking about. You know, I don't mind rain, but Vermont does get a disproportionate amount of it. We get a lot. We're a very wet state. There are definitely days that I miss living in the Midwest, the North Midwest, where it's like the Badlands. It's very, very dry. And there I could really appreciate the rain because it wasn't like always raining. Out here, though, like, my allergies have been killing me most of the day because the tropical storm's been moving in. So before I could even come on stream, I had to down my second 24-hour Claritin of the day. I've been guided by a medical practitioner on this. I took my second 24-hour Claritin of the day, and I took an ibuprofen. Yeah, Penzic mugs don't count, okay, dude? Nothing with the word oh, crap. Nothing in the word Penzic and it counts for size, because everything in Penzic is oversized. Oh, our pill ran out. Okie dokie. Both of our pills ran out. Picking a scum tote candy, which looks like a fucking Santa Claus. This is a candy. This is a candy. This is the creepiest candy I have ever seen in my life. They call it a scum tote. It's a Santa Claus. And it's the creepiest Santa Claus I've ever seen in my life. My favorite smell is a peaty scotch with a cigar to complement it. Unfortunately, I am no longer able to smoke cigars. It hurts my heart. Not the cigars, the fact that I can't smoke them anymore. Oh dear lord, you had to bring that up, Red. Okay, so for those of you who are not Entropia gurus, next island, which is one of the planets, it's located here. Put out a special clothing item, and it was in fact a mankini. Yes, that kind of mankini. Yes, that specific kind of mankini. And, like, everyone went for one. And then Mindark decided they were going to walk it to the planets. It's like, why? Red, would you kindly link a photo in the chat of a picture? I know there are several of them on the EU group page, which I'm pretty sure is public. If you could just link in the chat one of the posts, that would be appreciated. I was just like, why do we need this? And then people, you know, they're like, well, if bikinis are in the game, we're like, okay, that's fair. And then they took it out, I'm like, why? I'll never understand it, but at the same time, I see no reason to restrict it. You know what I'm saying? Ow, dude. I honestly laughed when I saw it in the game. Like, I laughed a hearty laugh. Give it time, Freakin' Rican. The Cyrene team is an excellent team. They really are. And as soon as migration's over, I'm headed back home to Cyrene. I got 2 homes in this game. I got Cyrene and I got Monria. Someday, if I ever have the dosh to do so, I want to talk with one of the developers of either place and actually have McBain Manor in the game. Which, I gotta say, if there's a couple castles in this game, and on Calypso, and I swear to God, if one goes up for sale, I would be sorely tempted to put myself into soul-crushing debt just to buy it. So, Alex, go on a 1,000 pet hunt on Monria. You know, take a mobile repair terminal so you don't have to come out of the field. You know, buy $100 worth of universal ammo. And go hunting. If you're using, like, our Matrix guns or something like that, then just make sure you have enough on you. Amp up. If you're using like a Bookins and you're hunting low level, then, well, with 100 ped worth of ammo, you could probably do a 24-hour stream. On the other hand, if you're doing Uber hunting, it'll probably last you 10 minutes. I have watched some of like Raven Jade's hunts, and I am like, how much pet are you dumping into this game? Oh my god. Because she hunts at a super high level. I can only imagine the amount of dollars she just like dumps into this game. And she's highly skilled. She gets a lot of globals. Go sub to her channel if you haven't already, by the way. Watch some of her stuff. She's really got a lot of good stuff. Ah, Death House is in the game. I don't know if he's still live streaming on Twitch, but you should sub to him too if he's still on Twitch. He's good stuff. He makes some good content. Yeah, freaking Rican, stick to Cyrene. Keep hunting the Dusters and the Panleon. The Panleon on Cyrene have a really good loot table, especially when you get up to the ones on the island up there. I'm trying to, I can't access the map here, which really makes me want to cry, but there's a set of islands up in the northwest of Cyrene. And remind me, and I will show them on a live video, or on a video. Live stream or a video. Because I love hunting this island. It's a small island. It can only accommodate 2 or 3 hunters at a time. But it's loaded with Panleon, and if you bring like an R Matrix LB10 or LR10 there, and it's good right up through like the R Matrix 30 class weapons. And you can hunt a Panleon all day there, and the loot table on Cyrene is, frankly, very superior to the one on Calypso. Sorry about that, guys. Allergies are out of control. I'm looking for that picture, although it's probably been buried so deep. So apparently, Leland Reibling actually did a whole Mankini episode that you can find on the Entropia Universe group page. I'm going to try to find one of the pictures, though. Well, here's the actual picture of a Mankini. Like with real people wearing it, but I'm gonna try to find the actual like in-game version. Yeah, I'm not seeing it either. I wonder if they removed them. There's a whole bunch of videos by Leland Reibling on it, but I'm not seeing the actual photos. So, I would just go watch the vids. Cyrene's awesome. I love Cyrene. I did the epic fast 8-pack challenge. Yes, the technical term is the Epic FAP Challenge, is what we call it, but a FAP in this game is not what most people think it is. It's a first aid pack or fast aid pack, it heals you. I'm sure that there are plenty of people who will joke about it. Keep in mind, this game was made in Sweden, and it doesn't mean the same thing in Europe. Or at least it didn't back when they created it. Wow, guys, I'm up to 16 watching and 11 likes. Thank you so much. For those of you who are just tuning in, if you could do me a favor and smash the like button, it would be greatly appreciated. Apparently I'm number 4 in search. That's always a good thing. Hey, Slowy Newt. Welcome to the manor. Yeah, just not with a sledgehammer. That would be a good thing. We want your equipment to survive it. Oh, I never claimed that reward. Okay. We will go into combat reflexes this time. Alright, Newt. We can do that. So we're hunting Longtooth, talking about, well, we talked about food, but now we're talking about the Mankini incident. Really freaking Rican? That's... Shit. You guys are awesome. We got someone coming up to us in a sleep near. Dix Trencherman Handley. Shout out to you. The loot's not bad. I wouldn't say it's great, but it's definitely a lot better than the last time I was doing this. Because I'm actually hunting at an appropriate level. We started off with like 1,000 ped in ammo. We are probably down by about 75 ped in ammo, but we got 24 ped and 5 wool there, or 25 ped and wool here. So that pretty much makes up for that. Right now, we're kind of... The only thing we're really hurting on is the amp, which we have blown through more than 100 ped worth. But with all of this... Like that's 25. This is already 36. That's 18. I'm gonna have a saleable amount of a lot of this here pretty quick. What is the market on this? Probably, yeah, 100.83. It's not very high. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how badly my ped card and debit card take a hit on this migration. If at all possible, I want to save the kidney oil for after migration, because inevitably the price goes up. You just got to be able to strategically sell it. Yes, I did cross 400 subs tonight, Newton. I appreciate everyone who helped me with that. So if you are new to the manor, welcome to the channel. Make sure you take a moment and subscribe, please, because we're on the road to 13 million subscribers, one subscription at a time. I need your help to get there. And who knows, I might get enough long-tooth kill points to actually get one last iron mission knocked out. If I'd realized that we're going to extend it to the full year, I totally would have had a lot more points on this one. That kind of bugs me. But it is what it is. Mindark thought they could, you know, phase it out over the course of a month, and they were like, oh, you know, that's really not fair to a lot of the higher level players, so they did it a year. Migration's a once-in-a-year thing, and I kind of effed it up. So life is what life is. I play 76 on PC, as does Rincewind 75. Does anyone else here play 76? I don't think so. Red Kryptonite, if you haven't played since the Wastelanders DLC came out, I would start a new tune and try again. Bill, that's good information to have. Is it my voice that's too soft? Because I can always turn up my mic. Let's try that. I just try not to drown out the game audio at the same time. Also, welcome to the manor. I appreciate it. This is the first time you've commented on one of my vids. I appreciate you coming. Yeah, Rince and I are both part of War Spade's crew, for lack of a better term. It's the Spadewind Raider group. We kill you because we care. Jay, get in now. It's a whole different world. And, if you like PvP, I got a whole group of people to introduce you to. And since you do PvP IRL, I am willing to venture a guess that you do PvP in a game too. Stash your junk! Get first. In my opinion, PC is the only way to go. That's just me. I know some people swear by their console of choice. I loved my PS2. I had an Xbox 360. But I swear by PC. I really do. Stash your trash. You know, to a certain extent, that works really well. I love the rhyme. Unfortunately, trash and junk just... like, junk is something you can use. Trash is just garbage. That's fair. And it might be that my in-game audio is a bit high. So I'll lower that slightly. Yeah, right, Rinse? Like that guy Riley ran into that was carrying 1,000 pounds worth of junk on him because he didn't want to get Fallout first. It's like, dude, it's not that expensive. Who would want to run around overburdened the entire gameplay? You can't run. Like, there is a serious disadvantage in combat to running around overweight. Bill, are you talking about the McBain moments? I'll have to look into that. Thank you for letting me know, Bill. I'll have to work with my audio a little bit. Like in my OBS, when I play it straight from OBS, the audio isn't great. But when I flip around and play it from YouTube, it always seemed fine to me. So I'll have to tweak the audio a little bit. Audio is a really hard thing to get perfect. It really is. And different systems will produce audio differently, so it might just be that there's no perfect. I just have to try to make it as good as I can for as many people as possible. Oh, you're driving a truck. Okay, are we talking like diesel truck there, Bill? Like a real truck, not just a pickup? I'm from a truck driving family, so I understand the issues with hearing things in a truck. But are we talking like a truck, like a trailer truck, or are we talking like a pickup truck with an engine in it? Okay, yeah, that's kind of hard to overcome depending on the make of your trailer truck. Tractor trailers are not designed for muffled sound. And I hate to say it like that, but that's the case. I have noticed it's less prevalent in Freightliners than it is and in Peterbilts than like in Internationals. But, I mean, it's, I did not, yeah, my videos are not optimized for listening while you're in a trailer truck. I'm sorry, man. I mean, if you're listening after you've settled down for the night in the berth and you've got just the furnace going, if you're in a cold weather environment, you should be okay. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard to really optimize. You got to turn it. You got to crank the volume in a trailer truck to begin with because that engine is loud. And I say this from personal experience, not behind the wheel, but I've been in the passenger seat for the long haul. You know, so I've discussed that I've got two dads. I call him dad. I call him my old man. He is technically my stepfather. He's been driving trailer truck for 30 years. I have gone on the long haul from Vermont, where I live, to Philadelphia. And that engine is loud. Even when it's muffled, it is loud. And my voice is not well modulated to talking over a trailer truck. And I apologize for that, but there's not much I can do about it. But man, I have mad respect for what you do. Because my old man ran stone from Vermont, where I live. And I'm not going to give the town, for obvious reasons, but I live in central Vermont. We produce granite here, headstones, and he ran headstones from where I live in Vermont down to Philly and back. And he did it for a long-ass time. So I totally get where you're coming from. But yeah, no, my voice is not modulated for that. Yeah, dude, I could be sitting next to you in the truck and you wouldn't be able to hear me. I'm serious about that. Red, not this migration. I have yet to run into him. I think I ran into Old Fred in the last migration. I don't know if I caught it on video, though. Oh, Jesus. 20 minutes to take down one mob with 6 of you? What level is Old Fred? It sounds like it's kind of like taking on the Dunwich Horror on Monria. But I can't. I think old Fred actually alters level based on the mob level that you're fighting. But it's been so long since I've seen him, I can't remember for the life of me. Oh, Christ almighty on a pogo stick. Yeah, no. Old Fred would like if he coughs on you, you die. If he's at level 530. Bill, let me know when you launch your channel and I will absolutely subscribe to you. $13 million 1 subs. Hey man, I hope you make it. I really do. You know, when I decided on 13 million, I looked at the total number of YouTube users and it was 1.3 billion with a B. So I said if I can get 1% of that, I've succeeded. Like I've won the internet. So I said, okay, we're on the road to 13 million. And we have been on the road for 13 million for over a year. We're going to make it eventually. I could be old and retired by the time we get there, but we're absolutely going to make it. Now, I think it would be awesome if I got to the point where even PewDiePie is starting to worry about, you know, me knocking him off, but that I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, that's because Boomstick crushes quantums like they're going out of style. I've seen Boomstick's videos. I have watched Boomstick as someone he was targeting because I had a bounty on me. And we were in Lore Spade's trap camp. And he was standing in flamethrowers and his health wasn't moving because he was just like crushing quantums. Just like he downs like 7 or 8 of them at a time. It's Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, I know I will never beat PewDiePie. I'm aware of that. That guy's insane. Like, he made a whole career out of YouTube. Like a literal career out of YouTube. Felix is just amazing. But I would love just once for him to look at my channel and be a little worried. Like, I'm never gonna beat him. Right? Although I'm technically violating the 10x rule by saying this. I'm never gonna beat PewDiePie, but I want him to be worried that I'm gonna beat him. That being said, for the time being, we're gonna stick on the road to 13 million. Yeah, Serial has been trucking along. Hang on, guys. Oh, congestion's a bitch. Serial's been trucking along, and he really did top 100k views on a vid. He also took advantage of the in EU about, you know, Mindark started sponsoring him to a certain extent, which is awesome. Like, no hate at all. I'm kind of jelly of him. But yeah, no, Serial's channel's been getting some major traction lately, and I'm good for him. Good for him. I'm hoping someday I get to the same position. You can't spam Q on console. That is true, but you can assign things to a button and spam that. I think even console has quick commands, doesn't it? Like hotkeys to a certain extent. It's been a while since I played Fallout on console, so I can't remember offhand. But like I beat New Vegas on console, but the Pip-Boy used to pause the game, so it wouldn't matter anyway. Yeah, Serial's worked really hard. Like, if anyone has embraced the motto of embrace the grind at Serial Overdrive, he deserves mad props. And that's the reason I'm in his society. In fact, that's the reason I'm the vice president of his society. That really wasn't what I wanted to hunt. All the big long tooth, and I strike the rodent. Not that I can get the real rodents in my yard, but that's okay. Did you kill it by killing the Mankini? Pig Venus, doesn't... I'll have to look at some of his stuff. I think he's still playing, isn't he? I thought I saw him on Cyrene, but I might be wrong. I could have sworn I saw him on live stream on Cyrene. But you know, I've been wrong before. We'll take a couple more out before we call it a night. Oh wow, it's been a hot minute since he's been really hard in, I guess. Okay, so maybe I was wrong. Like I said, I've been wrong before. 5 years is a long time to be out of a game. Hopefully he keeps his avatar alive at least. I mean, when you put as much effort as any content creator does in this game, I really cringe to think that someone would just like abandon their avatar. You put a lot of work into these avatars. A lot of work. Hey Bill, is there any reason you own 2 full sets of Ghost? Or is it just for the sentimental value? Oh yeah, if he chipped out, that would make sense. Well, the game has real competition coming up. I mean, the mechanical gameplay style is drastically different, but real cash economy games are going to start really picking up. I firmly believe that. Excuse me blowing my nose like a trumpet. I thought I managed to mute my mic, but I apparently forgot to. So wait, instead of switching plates, you just switch whole suits of armor? That's actually awesome. Yeah, no, respect. That's very true. You know, I don't think the crypto RCEs are going to catch fire the way that regular RCEs will. Like, you've got... Oh, for fuck. Bastard. You've got Second Life, which has the Linman dollar, which trades pretty well, open market. But the only game so far that I've seen that I think will really threaten EU in the real cash economy game aspect is Virtueverse, and they're not even released yet. And don't get me wrong, I'm one of the playtesters. Full disclosure, I'm a playtester, and I am backing them on Patreon. But at the same time, I don't see Mind Art getting knocked off by one of the crypto groups. Sorry, not sorry. Thanks, man. A long tooth fart, Jesus. Yeah, Warspade has some humorous sneezes. This will be the last one, then we're going to retreat to Cape Corinth. Okay, guys, I hate to say this, but it's time to pack it in. Hell shit. For a hop like this, I normally wouldn't do this, but long tooth. Lots of long tooth. Okay, all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe down below. We are on the road to 13 million subscribers, one subscription at a time, so make sure you subscribe. As always, I appreciate all of your support, and we'll see you in the next one.